me as we take a look at Novation Peak. It's like a... So, how's the volume out there? Y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. I'm gonna pull up the chat on my computer so I can talk to y'all while I'm doing what I do. Turn the mic up. Okay. Yo, is that better? How's that? Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, so bear with me. We're looking at the Novation Peak. It just came in today, and I gotta say, man, I'm pretty impressed right off the bat. So what you're hearing right now is you're hearing my drum kit, chicken kit on the MPCX. I'm sequencing two things, the Roland SE02 for the bass and the Novation Peak for the pads that you hear. So three things in effect right here. The MPCX for sequencing with my chicken kit drums from beatpeople.com. If you dig what I do, go check that out, cop that. And the SE02 for bass and Novation Peak on the pads. So I'm just gonna run through some pads since I got a bass line and some pads kind of program going through here. But give me a second. Just rock to this right quick. I only got one beat programmed up. I literally just got this out the mail today, and I want to pull up the chat window so we can rap about whatever it is, and we can talk about this thing. We can talk. All right. So who we got in here? We got Shazam. What up, homie? Okay, cool. Famous, you hear me? Trust can hear me. Heathcliff, are you live from the mothership? I sure am. Oh, you messing with the circuit, Shannon? Dope. How you like it? Oh yeah, Shazam that Model D. That's what's up. Honestly, I think if you want kind of that sort of sound, the Model D or the SE02. You can't go wrong. Crooklyn in the house, what up? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scroll through some of these pad sounds and mess with the filter a little bit. Mind you, this is my first, let's stop the music for a sec. This is my first play around here with this Peak. It just arrived. And, you know, it came in the mail today. And I wasn't expecting it so soon, but I do realize that Novation is probably not too far from me. So it got here pretty quick. And I was going to only accept it after I got back from NobCon next week. But, you know, I'm ready to check it out. So this is what's up. So what's the deal with Peak? If you're here, you probably know a little bit about Peak, right? So just some of the specs right quick. It's 8-note polyphonic synth. It's digital, so they're calling these new Oxford numerical controlled with 17 digital wavetables. Okay, it's a digital oscillators. It's 3 digital oscillators. Are there any other 3 oscillator polyphonic synths out there on the market? I don't know. I'd have to look into that. So yeah, it's 3 digital oscillators, but it has an analog filter and it has analog distortion. It has effects on it, and it's 512 patches stored in it. The effects are reverb, delay, chorus, and that's all over here. Reverb, delay, chorus, distortion, the analog distortion. It has an arpeggiator. The arp is right here. I love me a good arp. And when I do the review, we'll definitely be diving into that. The outputs on the back, there's 2 1/4-inch stereo outs and 1 1/4-inch headphone out on the back. You got the USB, and right now with the way it's connected. I got the USB going to a hub, and that hub is obviously going to my computer, and everything is USB. So the MPC is recognizing the MIDI over USB for both the SEO2 and the Peak. So it has 2 1/4-inch pedal inputs. It has regular 5-pin DIN MIDI on the back of it, back here. It's in, out, and through. It has CV modulation in. That's dope. Okay, software it comes with is Ableton Live Lite 9, which is also dope. Has a 12-volt DC joint, and it's about 3 inches in height, 18 inches wide, and just over 9 inches in depth. First things first, Novation stepped up their construction here. Pardon me, I'm just a regular dude. This is the crib, so you might hear background noise, but that's how it is, and it's all good. I got the build quality, I think, is real dope on this. It's got a good weight on it. Let's see. It's got a real good weight on it, right? Actually, I love the Bass Station 2, but one of the gripes that I had with it was that it just didn't seem, I can't say well built. It's just that it's very light and it feels very hollow. But it's one of the best analog mono synths out there. Not just at that price, but period. So that's the Bass Station 2. This thing, on the other hand, I think this is metal construction. It has wood ends, and it's got a nice weight to it. And not to mention, if I can stand this up a little bit, can you see the back of that? Check this out. See how my hand goes in on that? This is like rubber, but those little feet on them are kind of squishy. And, for the weight on it, it's real dope that you don't have to worry about it scuffing up anything. And you don't, it's just pretty well made. But back to the beats. We're going to check out some of these pads. And first things first, thanks everybody for joining. And let me see, I'm gonna pull up the chat because I know I've missed some stuff. So I'm just gonna go put something next to it so we can see the size perspective. Okay. There's that. What would everybody have that? So this is a vinyl. My iPad is actually upstairs. That would be a good comparison. Hold on. I'm gonna play this beat and I'm gonna grab something to compare it with. So yeah, this is the Q Neo. It's about the size of an iPad. So just sitting that on top of it, you kind of get a sense. It's 9 inches from front to back and 18 inches across the side. So if you took, am I mistaken, is the iPad about 9 inches? So if the iPad is about 9 inches, this is about that size. So I would say that, from front to back, it's 9 inches. And so that's the length of a iPad. Then it's 18 inches from side to side. So it's about the width of 2 iPads. Yeah, mad easy to fit into a book bag or backpack. here's another comparison if y'all know the size of this thing. Yeah, so that gives you a little idea. Now, I want to go through some of these pads. And then my man D Still, I was just chatting with him and he wanted to hear the bass. So I'll go through some of the bass. I'll tell you too, what I can see of, what I can hear of the bass from my first impressions. Literally, I've not had this open on my desk for an hour. The bass reminds me of the Bass Station 2. So if you dig the Bass Station 2, you'll dig the bass in this. I don't know for sure that they are the same. Maybe it's the same distortion circuit, a filter, or maybe if it's even the same. Yeah, it does look good, yo. Or maybe if it's even the same. Can you drive the oscillators? Hold on. Let me just go through some pads. Hold on. So what's dope here is that you can go through category. There's a lot of synths out there that don't have category to it so that you can easily scroll. So I got it on the pad category. You can easily just change through things. Just switch through a couple of these for you to check out. Oh, the SEL2 is dope. You're hearing that on the bass back here. Was that the last one? Okay, so I'm gonna go back. Utopian strings. This is what it came open to when I turned it on. It turns on to Utopian strings. It's such a strong, like, it's got a lot of modulation in it too. So the knobs on this joint, the knobs actually are, I think they're better than the Bass Station 2. They're kind of rubberized so they feel nice in your hand. And it has that little metal inlay right here. They're light though, they're light. I almost would like a little more tension, a slight bit more tension, but these buttons are rubber, I mean the knobs are rubberized and they feel pretty decent. The sliders, as you can see, there's a little bit of wiggle in the sliders. Can you see that? Compared to the Moog knobs, you can't compare these to the Moog knobs. Yeah, I wouldn't. But they feel decent. They feel better, I think, than their previous products. And if this is their plan for the future products, then I think they're going in a good direction, because the build quality is solid, probably more solid than previous products that I've reviewed by them. And that would be the Bass Station 2 and the Novation, what's the drum machine joint? Y'all know what I'm talking about. So we're just gonna scroll through some of these joints here. It's 5:23. So I ain't gonna be on too long, man. I just wanted to jump on and kind of give you my first impressions. First things first, the joint looks great and the joint sounds great. See how you get that LFO going through the effect in the filter. And looks like an attenuverter, right? So with an attenuverter, and I hope I'm getting that term right, attenuator and attenuverter. So an attenuverter, it basically has a notch right at the top. That's the LFO1 depth. If you go to the left, it's going negative, right? you go to the right, it's going positive. And if you just get into synths, it probably won't sound much different than anything. Circuit knobs are cool, bro. Yeah, I think, bro, I don't even know. It's Shannon, so pardon me if I'm misspeaking there. Yeah, circuit knobs are cool, but I think these are better. All right. Yeah, okay. So let's go through some more pad sounds. Try not to blast y'all out. Alright, so dig this. Let's go to some of the bass. Because like I said, I ain't gonna stay too long. I really just want to give first impressions. Let's see. Let's go to bass, bass, bass. Mute that. Oh yeah, bro, that's the plan. I'm planning on doing the SEO2 as well. Well, thanks for checking them out. So let me go to this bass line that I had programmed. I'm just gonna scroll through the basses. I'm gonna change this from triggering the SEO2 to triggering the peak now that I got it set for bass. All right. And so let's just scroll through these joints. Oh, hold on. This is dope. Add some distortion. Hey, how long have I been on? Has it been 20 minutes? I'm gonna keep scrolling through some bass sounds. Yeah, it sounds real good, yo. All right, let's keep going through something. Woo! Can y'all hear that bass? If you ain't got headphones on, you can't hear that bass because it's that low. All right, so. Yeah, I think the price is dope, man. What is it, $12.99? I got Sweetwater up. And again, I want to say for those that may have joined late or may watch this later, this is me with this for 1 hour. So when I do a real review, I'll get more in depth and kind of dig in on some things. Just going through some bass sounds. so this joint is $12.99. That. So it looks like it's got a nice variety. I'm gonna go change the category. I want to go to a lead. Let's see if I can turn the effects on. Where the effects at? All right, so yeah, so those are the effects. Yeah, $12.99. CV gate input. It does have CV gate input from what I just read. I didn't look at the back just yet, but I read that it has CV gate input. Yeah, some of this bass is just stupid. Now, you know what I will say, and Novation, they probably don't care that I say this, but I gotta say it anyway. It's worth the $12.99, but I feel like $9.99 would have been a really good price for it. However, knowing that I have over here a couple of really dope poly synths, I can't say that $12.99 is like, if you bought this for $12.99, you would be pleased. I don't think you would have any problems. All right, let's go here. So it's got 3 types of reverb too. So that's one. Turn the feedback, turn the delay down. Real nice reverb. Second reverb. Sounds kind of shimmery. Third reverb. Okay, let's see if I can turn the ARP on. So this is the ARP. How you get to the ARP? Okay. So obviously I've never messed with this before, so bear with me, and it'll probably take me to come back. Yeah, it's kind of odd performance, okay, so that's it. Look, let me get to know this joint. I appreciate y'all joining me. Sounds like the Jackson 5, word up. Hey, so I appreciate y'all joining me, man. I'll be doing these things a lot more regularly because you know what happens is if y'all watch Beat People podcast, which I'll be doing a show Saturday and the following Saturday from KnobCon, I'll be doing a live show from KnobCon. But you know, the thing is the people that do my Beat People podcast with me, like Ken Flux Pierce, D Still, you know, Stony, St. Joe, all of us are always chatting in a group chat anyway. And when I get stuff in to review, this is the stuff that I do with them. I'm like, yo, check this out. Listen to the bass on this and listen to this thing on that. So what I'm going to start doing is just doing those live impressions with y'all so, you know, we can kind of react and get feedback. And then y'all can kind of tell me what y'all want to know about it. And I'll definitely give you the information when I do the review. But this is my first impressions. And overall, I think it's dope. It's a solid build. It sounds incredible. I was not expecting it to sound this good. And I have a good list of synths over here. Just to say that it's in good company and it can hold its own. The build is dope. I can't say enough about the build, but the sound and the effects is fresh. And for those that may be analog purists, yeah, Flux with it, my man. What's up, Steve? So for those that may be analog purists, don't get rattled by the fact that these are digital oscillators, because the architecture of this thing is such that it's going through an analog filter. It has analog distortion in a couple different places. This is overdrive. This is distortion. So the filter has overdrive section, and then the effects has a distortion section. I'm here that there's 3 points of analog distortion. I don't know what a third is yet, but I'm just saying with all of that covered, you got a pretty incredible sounding synth, right? So let me go to the categories. We're going to take it out with the joint that I was playing when we first started, because you know what's going to happen is I'm supposed to be sampling that, because every time I get something in, if I'm digging what it does, I'm making beats with it, and I sample all of the audio in because there's too much gear in and out of here all the time. So yeah, okay. All right, y'all. So peace. Be sure to stop by. How much is the cost due? Oh, the cost is $12.99, yo. So yeah, be sure to stop by beatpeople.com and shop my sample kits. If you dig what I do, support by buying a sample kit or a t-shirt, and there'll always be more to come. All right, and because this is fam, also stop by msxaudio.com and use BBoyTech, BBoyTech, as the discount code. That'll get you 10% discount over there at my people, MSX Audio. All right, peace.